It's snowing out there. It's so pretty to look at. Yep, what a wonderful time then it is to do the Mendelssohn Piano Concerto No. 1, Movement 2, the peaceful, the serene, and very beautiful. Yeah, I don't like to have page turns, so when I wrote my own transcription, I wrote it really small, planned the measures according to the page turns, but then I made copies of it so that it can all fit. These 3 pages alone is the complete second movement. And then these 2 shelves here that I made out of cardboard actually contain both the second movement and the third movement. What I have down here is the second piano part, the 2 piano score here. And what I have here is the full orchestra. So I'm going to be showing you movement 2 today. We pick up right where we left off actually, because you know the movement 1 ties into the second movement. Here's where the second movement officially begins, with a slight intro. This is all orchestra, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit because this might be a long video. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Here the pianist comes in. I'm going to just play my transcription first. All right, just that part. The 2 piano version have a line from the strings, the cellos, and the basses. It goes like this. I really wanted to capture that, but in my transcription I ultimately, at the very end, decided not to make an arrangement using those lines, but you could do it. So here it is. Even maybe add the F sharp there. Now so if you like that, maybe. Moving on. All piano. Sorry. All piano. Or take it with the right hand. Now here comes the transcription, because my part is just this. And it's right there. Everything else is in the orchestra. When I do come back, it's just a single hand. Kind of like that way of playing, where the pianist just plays the melody and everything else is in the orchestra. All right, now let's hear it together. Basically, my left hand does the entire second piano part or the orchestra part. Let me begin here. Big stretch. We can, no problem. And then I add a bass right here. Capture it with my middle pedal. And then capture the A with the middle pedal. And then take it over with the right hand so that you can capture the basses. That's how that was done. Only here is piano. Now the pianist goes immediately after the downbeats of played by the orchestra. Orchestra, piano, piano, orchestra, piano, orchestra, piano, orchestra, piano. The pianist just plays. But then there's a bass line, so I will play that now. Now the basses drop out. You can do it like this too. And then the bass drops out. The cello line is in the same plays the same note as the piano, so I do kind of pressure it a little bit. The basses join again. And then just piano. Alright, like that. Piano solo for quite a while. Okay, orchestra comes in, and I can still do, just need to jump down for the orchestra chord. Jump down. This time, instead of taking both notes, like how it's written in the piano score, you can just take one and jump right down and continue on. Now here, these F sharps already came in, but I come in on the second B and the third. I even do a slight tremolo. That's not written, but since it's played by the bass, it really sustains itself, right? If it sustains, if I do the tremolo super soft, the piano can sound like it sustains, because obviously once you hit it, the notes start disappearing. And I just want to create a kind of an auditory sensation that even the piano can have a sustaining note, even a crescendo. And that is done by a very, very pianissimo triple P tremolo. I played it longer than I should have, but anyway, moving on. Piano solo. Yeah, I made a mistake there. Here is a part that is, this is the one part that stopped me dead in my track, because the orchestra goes back to subject 1, A, right? It's a simple, this format is a simple A to B to A, all right? They call it the rounded binary form. This is basically almost note for note, just like the beginning. This is what the orchestra is playing. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Instead of, this is the only difference. The rest of it is the same. Instead of a major chord, he's all right. But the pianist, when the orchestra's doing this, the range is over here, and I do need those chords. I can't just drop them out, right? Well, my part goes like this. It's all in sixes. Everything is sixes. Except here, those are thirds. Sixes again. Sixes and thirds match very well together because they're inversions of each other. Now here comes some decoration. Broken chords. Single note. Now that single, the single line here is a coincidence because I needed my left hand for the left. I'll show you later, but let me get through this. And then I start going single lines here. All right. If I'm doing double sixes and I'm playing chords down here along with the bass lines, how is that possible? It's out of range and it's written as 30-second notes. Well, oh, it's within range. This is how it sounds. It's within range. A little bit of liberty taken. Instead of double sixes, I made it, you know, crisscrossing, zigzagging. But just for one measure. If I didn't tell you this, you probably wouldn't be aware that I changed anything in terms of format. Take it over with the right hand. Now here I have to jump, right, for those decorations. This one is easy because it's right in the middle of the melody. This one also pretty easy. And then jump over, take one note with the right hand and play the chord. There's a C here. And then the B is within range. You see? If you just look at it long enough, you'll see the possibilities. There's the melody. Now open wide. Open. Actually, you have to jump for the next one. And then jump way back down to capture the melody, continuing it. Now here, in the next beat, I need to play this chord. You can't delay it, it won't sound good, so I will have to put a 5 here and use a 4 octave, which is normal. Well, larger than an octave, I'm sorry. And then continue it. And then continue that with the left hand, the melody with the left hand. You see what I mean by that single line there? It's a coincidence, I guess. And then you can continue it. Jump down. I sacrificed that. But you can do this. Now, you know what? Some of you may think that, boy, he's pretty obsessive about trying to get every note. But because with that attitude, I was able to find so much more possibilities, leaving it open-ended and keep searching, even if I have to rewrite things. And when the pianist comes back, he does the octave, but with two-hand thing again. Everything else is played by the orchestra. I keep that line going. Now in my transcription, I reversed it. Instead of having the upper note first, upper notes, right? I did it bottom note first. Lower note first. Why did I do that? Because it gets in the way. So here's my transcribed version. I stopped doing the 30-second tremolos, alright, broken chords, zigzags, whatever you want to call it, and I simply gave it a rolled chord because I'm jumping right down. Now here, my part goes like this. Now, I could do it with double octaves. Or I could do but you need some big hands to get that good, right? That good. That part good. So I gave it to the lower voice. Because it's much more gentler. A little easier to do too. All right, so not everything has to be literal, but I like to take the literal approach when studying it so that I can see the possibilities. All right, anyway. This is what the pianist gets, and that's all. Everything else, orchestra. This one I like to take over with the left hand because of this grace note. If I do it upside down, the coordination is always off with that grace note. Very difficult. Orchestra, basses. A lovely movement. I will play this movement alone because when you're in a bad mood, listen to this movement.